It's like 3 in the morning. I woke up. When you know it, as soon as I turn the camera on, I hear an airplane. I don't know if that airplane is going to add to this video or take away. He's not real loud, but you can hear he's a jet. But all the hot weather finally broke. Now we still got the hot sun. Today's the 5th of July, day after the 4th. The day after Declaration of Independence. Now that sun was brutal hot today. It really would no. That sun was just brutal, very hot. Now when the sun set at 9:08 p.m. tonight, I noticed one thing. The air temperature got real comfortable. No air conditioner needed at all. Well, July the 3rd, which was when I recorded the video at 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, technically, July the 3rd, you see me sweat in my last video. The temperature was brutally hot at 1 in the morning, 1 hour past midnight. It was miserable. It was this evil heat. I have no air conditioner. You see me sweating. It was horribly, horribly hot. HOT. And we're only into about 14 days of summer. We're not even in the middle of summer yet. We had a little cold front, I think, from Canada to come in. And right now, it's perfectly comfortable. I don't know why summer has to be so evil. It's just not hot, it's evil. It's a real evil heat. Real evil. You see me sweat in my last video. It was miserable. You know, the weather kind of reminds me of television, TV. You know, if you read my Facebook a lot, you'll notice that I'm almost anti-TV, anti-television. I do have a hatred for it to a degree. There's a reason for that. When I was about 10 or 11 years old, Bewitched, that show, Elizabeth Montgomery and Dick York played her husband. You know, the witches stuff, witchcraft. His mother-in-law, Aunt Endora, played by an amazing actress, Angus. If I pronounce her name correctly, Angus Moorhead. I'm still recovering from the heat, if you can tell that. I'm a little on the slow side. That's how hot it was July the 3rd. Today's the 5th. Anyway, when I was about 10 years old, I started having nightmares that Aunt Endora, her name in I call it stage name, Aunt Endora was in my bedroom casting these evil spells on me. And it happened every now and again. And it's that hatred has stayed with me 50 years. 50. I don't hate everything about TV, no. But a part of it I do. I hate it the hatred's in my blood. I think television, TV, is a very poor design for children. You know, our TV back in the 1970's was clean. There was no language. But there's that evilness of witchcraft, of witches and witchcraft spells. That affects young kids. I was 10, 11 years old. I started having these bad nightmares. And to this very day, 50 years later, I'm still caution on what I watch on TV, television, or YouTube. It's really set my guard very, very high. I love TV, a good show. I mean, now I watch Bewitched because I'm older and I understand it. But when you're a kid, when I was 10 or 11 years old, I didn't understand witchcraft, but apparently my brain did because it gave me horrible nightmares. I'm fine now. I laugh at Bewitched now. I still watch it, but it affects my mind different because I'm an adult. I know what's going on. There's no mystery to it. I know about it. So it's a lot more comforting to me now. But that set the stage when I was about 10 or 11, 1973 ish, 1974 ish, right around that time, started having nightmares. And so technically it's been 53 years, 5-3, 53 years I've had that hatred in my blood. Part hatred. I don't hate all of it. No. But it's naturally created this hatred for TV, television. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But it's put me, the hatred has put me very high on my guard. I'm not paranoid about it, but there's some things I would not let under my roof. If I had a TV in my living room, there are some, I'm very strict. Come to my house, you'll learn how strict I am. And and if there's a show you want to watch and I don't want it on, you'll hear the word no directly to your face. I'm nice about it, but I'm very frank spoken. There's some things I absolutely will not have under my roof in my living room through my TV screen, TV set. I still got those scars from those nightmares when I was 10, 11 years old watching. No other show did it. It was just Bewitched. Aunt Endora casting her spells, and I'd wake up and thinking I seen her in my bedroom. It was scared the hell out of me. What do you expect when you're 10 or 11 years old? Of course you're going to be scared. Today I just probably talked to her. But, I'm not 10, I'm 63. So it's going to affect me a lot different now. You can probably see the little hatred on my face when I talk about it. It just bad. Just for some reason, I had a bad experience with it, and to this day, 50 years later, I don't think TV is a good enough design for kids. I really don't. Children. I feel sorry for kids and children today. My heart breaks for them. And just the way the infrastructure of TV is, television, and just the way the design is. Back then, if we'd had YouTube, watching somebody walk through a haunted cemetery would have not bothered me near as bad. Because somebody walking through a haunted cemetery ain't casting spells, they're just walking through a dark, flashlights, and that wouldn't have bothered me. But when you're dreaming that an Anna Endora is in your bedroom casting these evil spells on you, and you're 10 years old, it's the most horrifying thing ever was. Oh, I've recovered, sure. I've recovered, but I still have those scars after 53 years. Still have that hatred. There's a little like in the blood. There's some shows that I do like. There's some YouTubers that I like now since the invention of YouTube, but television, I, I haven't had TV on 1% in many a year. I'm 99% YouTube. 99%. I think it's a much better format. Would I still own a TV in my living room? Have one? Of course. I would love a DVD player on my TV set. Sure. Television? Sure. But I'm cautious with it. I'm on my guard. And that's a good thing. But who likes scars? No one likes a scar, whether it's visibly or mentally visible. Physically or mentally, doesn't matter. I just I can still remember those nightmares of Endora in my room casting evil spells on me. Scare the hell out of me. I'm 10 years old. What do you expect, right? And they'd be reoccurring. I think a couple times I'd wake up crying and mom would run into the bedroom wondering what's wrong. After a while, she understood. It wasn't that I was mentally off. No, it was just, a television that affects kids' brains different. A kid's brain is different than an adult's. Of course, it was bound to affect me. But that set the stage of 50 years of caution. I'm highly on my guard and I'm very cautious.